Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. If you're new, thanks for stopping by. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today, I'm going to take some maple, hard maple, some standard hard maple, and we're going to take and make this. This is a hanging wine rack. So you can put a bottle here, a bottle there. Put your glasses here on top and a corkscrew or whatever in the middle. So come along with me. Let me show you how I did this. It's a real simple project. This is just my spin on it. My first cut is at 7.5. The next one I've got laid out and it is at 12.5. So your bottle will sit in here like this. Of course, it's going to be canted at a 45 degree, and then you'll have another piece here, and then you'll have a bottle going this way, and then it'll just repeat, sort of a herringbone type pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and do my next cut, and then I'll cut another one of these and I'll come back and show you what that looks like. See if this makes sense. So you got a bottle here, and you'll have a bottle here, and then so that'll go like that, and then this will be like this. All right. I think I might just call it good at that. All right, so I've got my pieces cut to length. I've got them laid out. I'm going to cut the ends. I've got them marked. All the ends are going to be cut on a 45. Anyway, so I'm going to cut all these on 45. So I'm going to get a mask on and get this done. Alright, so I'll come back to you when I get all these done, and we'll go on to the next step. So I've got a waste block underneath here. This is actually my jig for doing the garden baskets. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. But this is, I'm going to use this just so I don't drill into my base and ruin this bit. So and then I'll use this to mark all my other holes, because they're all going to be the same. And these will be countersunk, and I'll put plugs in there to cover the screws. But I just wanted to be able to mark these other boards first. Well, I couldn't find my transfer punch, but I found something that'll work. Just a piece of welding rod. All you gotta do is do that. Doesn't have to be highly precise, just want to mark these fairly well. So there's those two, and we'll mark these. So what I'm doing is I'm countersinking these holes. I really need a better countersink bit, but that's what I got. So And this is really hard maple, so it is tough stuff. So here's the setup. I've got my corner clamps. I clamped it just long enough to mark these, and then I'll take it apart and finish drilling the pilot holes like this. So those are awful close to the edge. I guess I got off on my marks there, but hopefully this won't split. That's why I think I'm gonna move it over a little bit. All right, so I got some plugs cut. I'm gonna go ahead and put them in this middle one, get them glued in, and we'll come back and cut them in a little bit after this glue sits for a little bit. I'm using a lot more glue than I normally would, simply because the plug cutter I have cuts these a little on the loose side. So I would rather have I want extra glue to grab onto it. I know it's not gonna, it doesn't fill gaps or anything, but after this sets for a few minutes and kind of tacks up, I'll take and cut these off and sand it, and that glue and sawdust will get in there, and it'll hide the holes. In softer woods, that chisel will. So I'm going to get my sander while this glue is still wet. I'm going to sand over this. Okay, so it's not great, but as you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not. I've still got to do some more sanding, but the grain really matches it pretty good. Another thing you could do, instead of trying to hide it, is use something like walnut and then highlight it. That would look really cool too. This is what it's going to look like on the wall. Actually, it might be this way. Hell, I don't know. But be a bottle here and a bottle here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put strip up, and the same over here. And then I'm going to cut a piece of something. I probably do like this. Have to get a piece that's a little bit longer. And then this will be for a couple of glasses. I don't know if I didn't mention this. This isn't my idea. I found this on Facebook of all places. I'll link a picture, or I'll put a picture in here. I don't remember the site that I got it from. It was just something random, but I thought it was kind of cool. They done it a little bit different. I'm putting my own spin on it because, you know, why not? And I just thought it was kind of a cool idea. So, all right, so let's get this. I guess the next thing we need to do is go ahead and fill these plugs. Then we can go on to something else. Next piece I'm going to cut, I'm going to rip down some material, and I'm going to have runners that goes here and here on both front and back. Like I said, I got this idea off of Facebook. I'll put a picture on the screen. There was a couple things about the one that I seen I didn't really care for, and I'll show you whenever I show you that. I'll explain. The screw holes was one of them. When they put the pieces in, they just drilled a hole and had screws in it, and they didn't plug them or anything. So that to me just doesn't look finished. And they didn't cut these on a miter. They were just flat, and I kind of like it to be, even if these aren't exactly lined up, they still, because I'm going to set in the strip a little bit, but it just looks a little more finished to me. Okay, so I've done the old put the super glue on and hold it along with the PVA glue. It seemed to do all right, so I'm just going to let this set. The last thing I got to do, other than sanding and cleaning it up and putting finish on it, is I'm going to have to cut a couple of cut my strips to go on the front and the back. Okay, so we're into another week. It's got a little chilly out. So what I did off camera, I took the pieces here and I ripped them down on the bandsaw. If you guys had never seen pin nails, I'll show you. They're different than regular trim nails. So you can see this or not. This is a whole stick of them. There's no head on them. Alright, so all I got to do is sand this up or down or however. Our bottles will fit in here like this. Got room for a couple of glasses, corkscrew or whatever. Alright, so I went from, let me find a piece of raw material here and we'll show you. Here we go. Went from this right here to this. Kind of has the aged look, but it's still, you can see all the grain. See all that nice. The lighting in here kind of stinks because I've got the door closed because it's still cold outside. Split with vinegar, 5%, steel wool pad, and it's been sitting in there for several months. It looks kind of funky, but you put it on, it works real good on oak. It does okay on maple, but you got to heat it up before you really start seeing the effect. As you can tell, it does make it look like it's just old barn wood or whatever. I'm not done with it, but I'm going to go ahead and keep working at this. I think I'm done as far as putting that stuff on. It's got the funky look I'm looking for. I'm going to take and wipe it down real good, and then I'm going to put this feed and wax wood polish and conditioner. I've used this a few times in the past. I really like it. It nourishes the wood. And here's the finished product.